Red time. I wonder how long the DLCs take. What's up, Lyric? I spent like 30 minutes trying to figure out if there was a deck I could put together, considering I don't know anything about Shadowverse. I was trying to follow like people's quote-unquote budget options. I had nothing. I guess maybe it'll help if I finish the like tutorial thingies. But alright. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Shield DLC came before the Acorn. We're gonna do that one.
A new notice on the quest board. A band of musicians had disappeared after a long night regaling the Crimson King with drinking songs, whether they wanted to be regaled or not. Rex, the band's front rat, would know more.
Yeah, I think after we do Tales of Iron, maybe we'll spend some time learning the new Shadowverse. Or maybe I'll do the old one, I don't know.
Rex the Bard looked nervous. He'd found the crypt gates open. No amount of fermented bug juice would see him go in, but his bandmates were not.
I'm looking at tutorials for deck. Honestly, I'll probably end up just doing Portal Craft. Just because of the Orcas. Because it's either Portal Craft for Orcas or Haven Craft because Peter Lady is cute. And her voice actress.
Pained from the drinking
Very nice.
and the noise of last night, but he'd still found his bed. What had these young bards found?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably still play through, like try out all the different decks.
Several empty bug brew bottles littered the floor. A sure sign of
No,
bards.
and Gray for Runecraft.
Getting closer.
To be honest, and Gray are, you know. I was kind of sad that there was no Forte in this one. At least not that I saw yet. Okay, there's no way. See, they say Rat Jam. I swear, I'm not going crazy. But yeah, they have, what is it? I think I threw all of the free stuff they gave us for the, for like the launch rewards at the permanent banner. And I got what is it? I got one of like the special cosmetic ticket thingies that I traded in for the. I got it for the Witch Lady, and so I traded it in for her like 3D model. Kind of wish it was working, but I don't even know what it's for. I just grabbed it. I don't know if you even get to see it in the matches or anything. Made a data link for later than uninstalled Legend. And I was like, I'll be back for this later. Maybe. Voxel. Oh. It'd be faster. So it's constantly crashing. Oh, that's fair. So yeah, I installed it on Steam today. I don't think I'd ever be able to actually play it on my phone. Honestly, I don't generally like playing card games on my phone. I don't really like playing a lot of things on my phone. They're not like just turn-based RPG style games that you can only play on the phone. If I can play it on the PC, I'll play it on the PC. Unless you get like a bonus, like, you know, a la the Skyleap homies. Skyleap bonus. Oh, my bad. Go back to sleep. Is this why? I'm almost entirely convinced this boss fight was probably a DLC boss or something. Because the one-hander that we got from it was way too strong. Which is funny because it really wasn't all that hard for a DLC boss. Compared to like what I'm used to.
Amy had taken refuge by an old statue and was getting some much-needed shut-eye. Reggie only meant to wake the bard, but his shout awoke the zombified remains of Mausamoto Musashi. Mausamoto was a legendary swordmaster. Reggie hoped to get one more lesson before putting him to rest.
Oh crap. Had fallen silent forever. Reggie directed Amy to the Crimson Keep, glad to have found her safe. Everyone's comparisons are buses. To be honest, it's been so long that I don't know if it would like really work, but I'll take it. It might help to at least get a grasp. Cause all I've learned so far is, I think, what is it? Depending on how I understand things, I feel like what Sword's like the token deck. I think Havencroft is like the control artifact deck. Portalcraft, I'm assuming, is like probably similar to like a goblin deck where you're just summoning a bunch of puppets and shit. At least that's like the vague feeling I get from the descriptions. Because what is it? If I remember correctly, I think in Hearthstone I used to play Shaman the most. Shaman and I think Paladin were the two I played the most. And then every once in a while I'd play Warrior just for shits and giggles. I forget that one doesn't really have a bit of climb up. Maybe it wasn't a DLC boss, maybe it was a base game boss. It was just one that you could easily kind of not do unless you were going to do the where's the DLC? I don't know. I just know the Thor fight was really fun. Also, I need to get up early tomorrow. I'll still probably go till like midnight, but more than likely the Friday's day stream will be a night stream because I meant to try to go to the dentist on Tuesday, but unfortunately something came up, caused an issue,
Seems Amy wasn't the only bard who hadn't reappeared.
which kind of just derailed our entire like week schedule. But I'm gonna try to go tomorrow. So we're gonna go in the morning, and depending on if they have whatchamacallit,
Amy was waiting with Rex. She'd remembered what they'd been
maybe like
waiting
openings,
for
or maybe they
years.
consider it an emergency to try to like slide in.
Song.
I'm assuming that what'll probably happen is I'll probably have to make an
Still
appointment for
searching
next
the
week.
Hall of Books. The dream of music that lasts forever was worth the risk to these talented young bards.
But I don't know if I'll be back by the time like I would usually start the day stream. I guess it kind of depends. If I make it back by like 3, maybe I'll start. But tomorrow will probably be a night stream. Got this a bit like didn't really play. I mean, I've played at least like all the classes, but I think Mage was one of the ones I definitely like. I think I played it like a couple times because I had to. I think for like a quest or something.
Pages from music books littered the ground, perhaps dropped in a hurry. Chetty must be near. But what had made this brave bard run?
Hell yeah. Here's a red gem. The devilish battle cry of old. Red gem. I know they added. What was it? I think it was Death Knight and Demon Hunter now. Were the 2 classes they added? I don't know how they play, but I think those are the 2. If I remember correctly. Was it Death Knight? I think Death Knight for sure was one of them.
Reggie glimpsed Chetty running deeper into the crypts. Something had scared him. Something lurking in the shadows.
It's a comparison, because Death Knight has a corpse mechanic. Gotta get them for every friendly minion that dies from some spells. I can use them to fuel other cards and stuff. Yeah, I think Death Knight almost made me pick up Hearthstone again. I don't remember why I didn't actually play it.
Reggie caught up with the lost musician, but Chetty wasn't leaving without the Book of Immortal Song. Reggie had little choice.
Chetty Mercury? I didn't realize he had the mustache. It took me a little bit to connect that together. Chetty Mercury, baby.
As soon as Reggie set the all of
Oh!
something in the shadows. Quieter than the house. It was Fang Boo, an infamous warlord known for his brutality with the halberd.
I want his halberd. Oh crap. I always like wear the Lu Bu stuff in Dynasty Warriors whenever he becomes unlocked.
Pages of the Book of Immortal Song.
No, why did you give him a sword? He deserved a spear. Get out of my face.
After all they'd been through, Reggie hoped the young bards gave a historic performance.
Ugh. He's a halberd and they gave him a sword. He's a... Like, I know we got the halberd with the two-handed stuff, but still. How could they? Bro, I feel betrayed. I usually always end up farming up Lu Bu in the older Dynasty Warrior games. The one on the 360 where you had like the conquest map that you had to like conquer to get all the extra bonuses and all the different weapons. Lu Bu I think is like one of the only ones that I fully, I think, cleared his entire content. Dragoncraft has some similarity with Druid having ramp. Alright, I saw that Dragoncraft had the It was like, what, get your play points up quickly so you can do big bada bings, bada booms. Be switching to 200 weapons. We have to see if we can fit it on without going over the weight limit. We lost I guess a decent chunk of weight with the Lu Bu or helmet. Oh, I'm so sad that it didn't give us a spear. It gave us 2 swords. Because we got a sword from Musashi, which makes sense, because samurai. And then we got the halberd for Lu Bu, but then it also gave us a sword instead of just giving us like... It could have even given us like a mini halberd. Just called it an axe, and I would have been content. Oh well. We'll see if we can fit the oh shit. Come on. We'll see if we can fit the stuff. I would have totally been all for, cause like, oh, if they ever make like another one, cause there's a sequel, which I'm thinking is Nordic in theme, cause this is kind of like loosely European themed, like the armors and stuff, or maybe Germanic, well, European, Germanic, close enough. But I definitely would have been down for like a Chinese, like, you know, Romance Three Kingdoms style Tales of Iron. That'd be sick. Orca has very, very loose similarity to Shaman. Puppet artifacts energy. Ah. You see? Orcus knows me.
If any more bards went missing, the Crimson Keep would fall silent. Reggie
That was my man.
to Rex and the other bards.
Oh my god, his axe is so heavy. Oh, so we are missing 3 weapons. So maybe the other DLC came before this one. The problem is I think Lu Bu's armor is heavy. Okay, no, it's medium. There's no way. His helmet is a heavy helmet? What? It's literally 2 feathers on a thing. Huh? How is that a heavy helmet? I feel robbed. Also. I don't think there's a way for me to be able to use the... Although we're gonna use like the lightest armor that gives us decent defense. Because if I want to use it, like, we're too heavy. Honestly, I can't really tell the difference. I mean, I'm probably sure there is a difference. I like how the Musashi's and Lu Bu's helmets are literally like couple pixels and they're heavy armor. I'm just gonna assume that's just because that's the sheer amount of defense they give. Am I gonna have to give up the Lubu hat? Like, I don't want to give up the Lubu. Whatever, we'll use the Wait, didn't Musashi give us a two-handed? Okay, oh no, it was a one-handed one. Our Lubu dreams are in shambles. We lose so much defense. Yeah, fuck it, ball. We'll see what it feels like to run with the next tick, because we are Lubu. We're Lubu gamers. Initially submitted priest, life gain, control oriented place. Do you remember? Yeah, honestly, like when it came to like actual playstyle, I was kind of mostly intrigued by Bizcraft and Portalcraft. And that was before I even knew Orcus was in Portalcraft.
The bards explained that Johnny Nasher had gone into the crypts to buy tobacco from Bertle the Turtle.
Bertle the
No
Turtle.
sign or sight of either of them since.
Curious what warlord we're gonna get in this one. I'm kind of digging the DLC. I like the whole Musashi into Lubu. Time to see who's next. He's all the way up. There's probably a boss fight between here and there, I guess. Canonical Lubu with a gas mask.
Pipe and tobacco pouch. Johnny would never have left them on purpose.
We're not even gonna ask how Johnny had a gas mask to make it through the toxin. And Lubu, fear me. Are you cheating sack of garbage? Oh my god. I honestly don't think the halberd deals more damage than the spear does. But I think that's just because the spear could deal more damage in the amount of time it takes me to swing once. Two distinct routes for Portalcraft. You'd want to see which puppet. It'd probably end up being the puppet route, which I think is the one that people use Orcus in. Oh my god, these shield rats are like probably one of the most annoying things they've added in this game. Please don't tell me that's another shield rat. I say that if that was another shield rat over there, I was gonna cry. Oh, I saw that coming.
As Reggie felled the last of the undead, Bertle appeared, calling for help. A young rat was under attack. Reggie and Bertle rushed to his homestead.
I'll be over there. Well, I'll just hope there's like a healing thing before. I didn't remember if there was one or not here. Yeah, the shield spear rats have
Crocus Khan. This versus Toad King rode his red steed into many a battle. This would be his last.
okay, it's definitely the distance that gets nerfed. It goes through block. We're so dead. His arrow went through block. Which, I don't know how you're supposed to counter that when you can't dodge the arrows. Like, you can't dodge the arrows, so I'm kind of confused at what their thought process was there. Oh, so even though it's medium armor, his armor is like pretty on par with like anything else I could wear.
Not a horde, but Crocus Khan. This fearsome toad rode his lizard steed into many a battle, but this would be his last.
Okay, there's no way that first arrow hits on that. Like, there's no way the AoE on it is that fucking big. Why didn't I block it the first time? Oh, I think I was gonna try to dodge through it the first time. I'm not gonna lie, this fight's like probably out of all the fights we've had is probably the most bullshit fight they put in the game. He has like next to no openings. He has like next to no openings, and everything he does is like unblockable minus his like ranged attacks. He has no counter, like no counter attacks, right? The yellow ones. So it's like, it's even worse. It's basically, it's like the rabbit fight. If the rabbit fight had a bunch of range. Yeah, see, that time I didn't get to... I couldn't block it, even though I had my shield up. I'm just gonna cheese this. I don't know, I'm assuming he probably changes something that you can't keep doing this and but until proven otherwise, if it ain't broke, I ain't fixing it. Oh, it is the firing behind you, right? Ooh. Yeah, that lizard phase. I don't know how long it would have taken us to get through if I didn't figure out how to cheese it.
This old toad would sire no more.
Why are they all swords?
Johnny and Bertle thanked Reggie for his help. Reggie hoped in the future they would find safer and less pungent places to trade.
Put the sword on. Kicks down door. Are you going to pay for replacing the door? Because if not, you better start getting hammers and wood and nails and start building it. That's some edge. Like, I understand you're too short to reach the handle, but that doesn't mean you can kick the door. Virus, please. You can knock. Gently. I won't lie, I am kind of disappointed that so far all of the like one-handed weapons for the DLCs is like are all swords. None of them are spears. Am I supposed to live my spear dream? If they won't give me any spears. Alright, that helmet looked a lot better when I had the gas mask on. Wait, that's almost the same amount of armor for much less weight. We can be Lubus! No, we can't. I think I'd rather have the armor on than have the weapon, honestly, because like the two-handed weapons just don't feel good for damage. And I like the way the armor looks better. Lubu's shield is marginally more defense. Just woke up. No wakey. Yeah, I've been using spears, basically. I used the spears through the entirety of the game, even though I got this overpowered thing, like, pretty early on. I just went back to using spears because they just felt more fun. Not to mention, it's kind of rare to find games with spears. For some odd reason. I've never really understood why so many RPGs don't like using spears as a weapon. I was very happy. But unfortunately all the DLC weapons are swords for the one-handers. They've all given like armor sets. I don't think Musashi gave us a shield, or I think Musashi was literally just 2 pieces of armor, a katana, and then that was it. Then Lu Bu gave us armor, shield, halberd, which is technically an axe, with a sword, even though Lu Bu, well, I mean, technically, historically, they say you could wield any weapon, but, you know, historically was known for wielding a halberd, which technically they did give it to us. But they could have easily just made him give us a spear. And then we fought Genghis Kruk. Honestly, the names for the bosses have been pretty cool. Pretty funny. Which gave us a saber, which makes sense, and then gave us another axe for some weird reason instead of giving us a bow, even though you fight him the whole time and he's using a bow. Like, he never wields a melee weapon, but they gave him an axe instead of a bow, so I'm kind of confused at the decision making on that one. I'm just glad we found a way to cheese the frog phase, or the lizard phase. The noble propaganda. Spears are the peasant. Well, it's kind of funny because it depends on who you ask. It depends heavily on what phase of history. And with medieval times, it was kind of, I was thinking it was towards when gunpowder weapons were becoming more prominent, that spears were kind of considered just, you know, shiny, sharp toothpicks. Because with gunpowder kind of ruling out knights, well, you didn't have horses charging into your formation, made spears a lot less useful than they were. But like, for instance, in Japan, in feudal Japan, in like especially like Three Kingdoms era, and like the 1,000 year, what is it, 1,000 years of war that ancient China had, like spears were considered like the battlefield weapon. Swords were still definitely considered like the upper crust because, well, financially they're more expensive to make. than a spear. But the spears weren't as looked down upon, which is why a lot of like really famous Chinese figures, you know, used spears. And even officers, like I don't think you could be an officer if you weren't skilled with the spear. They had like weird criteria depending on what it was. Yeah, he instantly went into rigor mortis, right? So he just died, and we just couldn't peel the bow from his hands. I guess technically kind of makes sense, because he was technically alive. Meanwhile, the other two were just like reanimated skeletons who, well, when they die, they just fall apart. So he could loot their entire body. Martial arts school you train in too? Well, yeah, that's if you're not going for, if you're not looking at soldiers. That depends on your martial art. But specifically for, like, the Imperial military, like, spears were the most basic weapon that everybody used, and then if you were an officer, it was expected that you could proficiently wield the spear.
Rex's plan was to convert the Dank
Especially because, well, most of them would end up riding a horse, and a spear is extremely easy to wield for, like, from a horse compared to most other weapons they had access to in those days.
Into the crypts.
Huh? You want me to... I thought I was the king, not the bard. Yeah, if you stretch into martial arts, that's where the spear actually gets looked down upon pretty harshly. With a lot of martial arts, it was more prevalent to use a sword, a saber, or staff. And then that's not including any like bodily arts with like fist techniques and stuff like that. It's kind of ironic actually when you think about it. There's a lot of like highly accepted like staff techniques, but for spears it was kind of like looked down upon, which is hilarious when you consider the fact that a spear is literally a staff with a piece of metal attached to it. Because there's a lot of techniques that you could use with a spear that you could use with a staff, and vice versa, because the overall actual build of both weapons was extremely similar.
The trader was relieved to hear the bards had a trade to fall back on for when this musician fantasy inevitably failed, so he offered a good price.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time reading. I grew up as a military kid, so I spent a lot of time in like reading in military libraries. And there was a book, I don't know if it's like the actual official recognition, but it's like anything before there was a book that was describing it where anything before the gunpowder era was considered cold weapons. Not to be confused with the Cold War era, that's completely different. The cold weapon era where it was, you know, swords, spears, bows, crossbows. You weren't using gunpowder. But like currently we're in a what they would consider a hot or warm weapon era. Because gunpowder ignition was how some weapon historians classify, like differentiate between the two. And I was always much more interested in like non-gunpowder forms of warfare because the tactics were a lot more nuanced, I would say, because it's on a bigger scale. So you had to be able to manipulate more people at one point. Nowadays, a lot of the we don't have a lot of like open field battles much anymore. A lot of them are it's a lot of urban warfare, just because, well, yeah, I think we learned our lesson for how much it costs to have a bunch of tank battalions go at each other. That's a little too expensive.
The Crimson Keep was playing host to the traveling squirrel folk on their annual
harnessing the power of the sun. Ah, yes, we're just gonna drop miniature suns on everybody.
To their Leaf's Fall Festival
No, it's kind of ironic. If anybody ever discovers
Reggie was pleased to take
a way to make, like, to be honest, I think the only way melee weapons come back is either we run into an issue where we can't make bullets anymore, and we can't replace it with any other form of, like, you know, like laser guns or anything like that. Or, someone finds a way to make armor that can withstand any sort of ballistics that then allows for close combat to be more prevalent again, which, to be honest, is probably borderline impossible without mech suits. And by the time I think we get mech suits, I think we would have learned how to make like railguns that are at least mountable on vehicles. Because I don't know if it's still operational, but we technically have a railgun on a US battleship. That kind of works. It's pretty functional. Last I looked. Zombie apocalypse? No, I'm good. I'd rather hope for a cyberpunk version of things rather than a zombie apocalypse because I like running water. Toilets are also pretty nice. Huh. That kind of fits with the Lubu armor. Why not both? Because running water. And I don't trust. Bruh, show me a zombie apocalypse where they had like functioning running water and it wasn't a problem to try to get, you know, water to stay alive.
Giant mushrooms that made the air heavy with spores.
You show me something like that, I show you something that's a lie. Played in a Cyberpunk Resident Evil campaign indeed. I mean, can we really call Resident Evil zombie apocalypse though? It's pretty localized to be called an apocalypse, at least from what I know of.
Not festive, but worried. Zazu, embarrassed, explained the reason they asked the brave young king here was to plead for his help. The Squirrel Elder and a priest of the Bright Fur journeyed to the abandoned glimmer mines to harvest bright moss, and had not returned.
Started with zombies. Yeah, but I mean, like, every time I've heard about Resident Evil, it's always like, here's a city. Here's a city. Well, it was like, what is it? City in, like, what is it? Raccoon City, I think is what it was called. Like, they always made it sound very localized to be like considered an apocalypse. Could always be considered like the early stages of it, but I don't know if I'd consider Resident Evil a zombie apocalypse. It's definitely a zombies, that's for sure.
Signs were not promising. Outside the glimmer mines were vicious beetles. What had driven them from their cave home? The squirrel folk were in more danger than they knew.
Jeez, how much health do these guys have? Because while not as much damage as the axe, this is substantially more damage than my spear. Bullied the heck out of Adam Wesker, then many suns started raining down. Season 2 was played 1,000 years later. Ferment and Cook are, I'd say they're both pretty accurate for what you're searching.
The Squirrel Elder's walking cane lying abandoned. If he didn't have it, Reggie wondered, how did he carry himself from this place?
I swapped my armor to one of the grub ones. Because Lubu's armor doesn't have any resistances from what I remember. But it's just because it's like, I guess like in the Cyberpunk you could technically have running, well, to be fair, real Cyberpunk. If we were in a Cyberpunk society, would you just get rid of that so you wouldn't have to worry about going to the bathroom ever? That's the real question. That is the real question also. See you guys in back in a little bit while I'm trying to figure out what armor to wear. Yeah, that gives frog resistance. But we're still missing like 3 armor pieces. Which is I just don't know where to get them. Yeah, I don't think that's enough of a damage to justify wearing. Alright, I'm trying to see. Trying to see if there was like a clear cut thing for damage. Gracias por algo. It's rid of your excuse to be like, wow, using the bathroom as an excuse. To be fair, you don't have to tell anybody that you got rid of that. And if anybody ever asks you if you go to the bathroom, you'd be like, yeah, you know, bathroom. I need to go do that. I don't know. Sometimes having to take a piss in a dump is kind of inconvenient. Lactose intolerant, brother. I think most people, if they were lactose intolerant, like, would probably like, and they were in Cyberpunk and they get rid of it, would probably just choose to get rid of it. They don't have to like sit on the toilet. I can enjoy my tub of ice cream in peace. It's been a while since played or watched them. Outbreaks are contained instances that are either successfully eradicated or quarantined. And they've been adding new things that aren't zombies. Yeah, I know. I saw, what is it, Village, where it's like fungus shit going on. That's actually kind of fun watch. I watched so many people do it. So many people play it because it's actually pretty cool to watch. Your bosses you say this like Cyberpunk doesn't have plenty of like, you know, under the counter places to just go get that done that doesn't leave any records. Like, I think Cyberpunk in general, we don't actually ever go to a legitimate person for it. Okay, it's mostly just the speed. It's just, I don't know if being able to poke twice. I think I'll wait to see if we can find, because that's such a huge damage difference. I think we'll keep going with the spear, or the sword, and just hope that, well, with our saber, and just hope we get a spear. That comes pretty close in damage.
The rocks of the Glimmer Mine glowed with a blue light.
I would never go.
Reggie had
Food's terrible.
Reggie wondered what the moles would make of this place. The Squirrel Elder's lifeless body lay on the floor. The priest at his side. Before Reggie could approach, he found out why they were trapped. This was the nest of the Shadow Queen.
Oh, that one actually clicked me. I did it too fast. Oh crap. That's... Up. This. Alright, so I was still in the window for it. You're in for the mines. Alright, have you built the bear mech yet? I've been waiting. Can't believe it.
The Squirrel Elder rose with a yelp. He'd been in trance from the ritual smoking of extra potent bright.
Been waiting for the bear mech.
The Beetle Queen's snap. Thanking Reggie for the rescue, they headed back to begin the festival.
I like how it stops them frame by frame. Plus the game universe is like books, movies, separate timelines to evolve into global zombie apocalypse. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I said I'm not too sure because I haven't played a whole lot of Or I don't know too much about Resident Evil lore-wise. I just know what I know from watching people play the games. Which isn't very much. Hear you out? I don't know if I can hear you out, Goku. We've been gone for like 2 years. You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some milk. Back. Then you never returned. Also, we got a bow upgrade. Which is literally just a twig with some rope on it. Because I have a feeling that this DLC will probably last us a good amount longer. Taking a cold shower. Goku, if you were taking a cold shower for that long, wasting some water. To have conversations about your water bill.
Squirrel elder back at the Bright Fir with a tankard of bright sap in his paw. The festival of Leaves Fall could finally begin. No sooner had the
He
elder
broke
come
the
into air to
table
begin his
bench
opening
thing.
speech, came the clattering of wood and smashing of glass. To everyone's horror, a drunken squirrel had knocked over the table with the bright sap. The festival of Leaves Fall could not continue with
Happens once every couple of months.
the squirrel
You're telling me you take a cold shower for like a week straight, once every couple of months?
and venture into the
That's
shrine of the tapped root
disturbing.
to collect more bright sap.
That'd be disturbing.
In the maze of bright fir roots, the spores were so thick Reggie had to wear his gas mask. Was this infestation the reason the bright firs were dying?
I don't know if those count as grubs or not. I'll go put the grub armor back on until we run into frogs.
Is my property.
No, can't you see? I'm trying to cut up some bugs. Oh wait, I forgot to give viruses a chunk. I'm gonna scam the virus. To be honest, deserved, but I can't be a scam. Wow, shows up late and takes the lyrics easy. Don't have your glasses, and how are you doing redeems? Wait, this is like a shop.
This market stall sells all sorts of quality goods. A few coins spent here would spruce up the Crimson Keep nicely.
I wanna buy the I'm gonna buy all this because we have plenty of money for it. Did I not buy any more blueprints? Also, do you guys not have... They didn't put an armor thing in the actual, like, town itself. That's kind of weird. This is like, the hell? I didn't do... You just like stare at yourself like, do I have more power than I thought I did? I don't even need to be on that tab to thievery of the Yumis? No, it's just Goku trying to usurp. That is definitely not worth the weight increase, but it looks cool. If it looks cooler than this. Diddly yum. I think technically it's a medium piece that we want to wear. It's this one, yeah. Yeah, it's this one. Oh, that one's like slightly more resistant. But it doesn't look as cool. Alright. The grub armor equipped. Now we can go. Wild. Yes, yes indeed, Goku, you are very
The
wild.
pilgrimage to Bright Fur was not an easy wagon ride. This family's wagon wheel broke in the mud. They offered a reward if Reggie could find them a replacement.
I'm assuming I have to find one like down here. Every time I hear like a wagon wheel, it reminds me of what was it, Darius Rucker, I think. Got me. I think that's how the lyrics go. Why is it giving us like two-handed spears? Did they just not make any spears for the deals?
The shrine of the tapped root stood before him, but the root looked damaged. Before Reggie could wonder what had done this, he got his answer. A root worm, bloated and enraged by bright sap. Oh, I was doing so well to dodge. Oh, he didn't do the thing. He didn't just one underground thing. Rootworms had been banished from these parts for generations. Reggie had a feeling its presence meant something was rotten in the state of Bright Fur. To Reggie's dismay, the tap was broken. Reggie did not look forward to returning to the Squirrel Elder with no sacred sap and news of rootworms.
Rootworms. I don't know how I did it, but I like bit the crap out of my lip. Like the bottom left. Well, not really my lip, like on the inside. My cheek. There we go. Oh, it's like inside of my cheek, but like towards where the corner of my lip is. Not quite sure how I managed that one. Also, I have no idea. Like, I feel like with how much damage and how low the damage is from the like how much damage we're dealing to the mobs in the DLC, and then how low the damage for the weapons are. I feel like the Bright Forest DLC came before like the Blood Keep thing, Red Keep, whatever it was. The one where we had to basically it was just like a boss rush. Well, not really boss rush, but you know, close enough. Granted, I say this, but some of the armor is like better, so I'm not too sure actually.
News. The Squirrel Elder had an idea. The tap was one of several made in the basement woodsmith workshop of Castle Dre. Perhaps Reggie could look there.
What I can say is they keep giving us not spear one-handed weapon, so it's making me very sad. Alright, what are the chances we actually find frogs now?
Approaching the ruins of Castle Dre, Reggie's whiskers twitched at the familiar stench on the breeze.
Let's
He
go.
refused to believe it, after all he'd done to be rid of them. It could not be. The frog scourge had returned, a pestilence on the sacred forest that could not be allowed to spread.
Granted, I say this, and then there's these like super tanky grubs that we run into. Almost missed out on it.
A slapping of webbed feet from the basement. More pond filth waited below, and would soon feel his blade.
Taste of my blade. I have to wear this, it just looks cooler. It's like slightly less frog resistance. It's close enough. There's no way. This is a heavy shield and it was lighter than the one we were using. Oh, interesting. Also, the fact that I don't have all the armor and weapons, for the base game makes me feel like I missed exploring some areas, but I'm pretty sure I had the entire map like explored. I don't know. That or maybe there was like a boss fight or something I like didn't go.
The frog squatter was none other than General Hackneck, no better than a common thief looting supplies. The only thing he'd be taking today was his last breath.
My fashion art right there.
satisfaction of the Frog General dead at his paws, Reggie found the replacement tap. The squirrels would have their sacred sap.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably something I didn't pick up. The same way that I didn't notice on I didn't notice the little faint glowing thing under that one bridge. Sometimes the particle effects are...
Reggie was surprised
Mole,
to find
bro!
a mole in Brightfur Forest. The mole was embarrassed. He'd got lost going from Station C-19 to Station 24-7. Reggie sympathized. Those tunnels were a tough route. Lost he may have been, but still enterprising. The mole had armor for sale, if the king had the coin. The mole had heard of this king of rats who traveled the underground, but never believed it was true. Perhaps Reggie knew the tunnels well enough to give him directions. The king barely noticed the journey back to the Bright Fur, dwelling as he was on the...
That's the first piece of mole resistance we got. Makes me curious if it'll be we'll have to fight them more in this.
But wished he could spare the old squirrel the pain of hearing frogs were in Castle Dray. The squirrel elder could not allow the festival to continue, knowing pond scum squatted in their ancestral home. Reggie did not need to be asked. He knew what needed to be done. Reggie could not believe the frogs had returned after all he had done to be rid of them. Pond scum never burn.
I still find it so odd that there's no like armor station and like in the actual city spot.
With a new wheel in paw, the wagon would be on its way. Reggie assured them they'd not missed the festival as there'd been a few minor delays.
Yeah, I think like probably it would have been kind of neat. Would have been like a sort of transmog system because they have a lot of really good armor, but I'm too bad at the game. I need my resistances. I need my defense. I can't just wear it because it's cool. I say this, but I'm pretty sure that like all of my choices in my last Elden Ring playthrough were literally dependent on, like at least for armor, was 100% dependent on how cool the armor set looked. So I think I ended up using what was it? I think it was like a black armor set. Was what I ended up using through the end. I think it was the armor set of the, like there was a boss with a great sword. I think it was like one of the, not Blythe, but it was like one of the animal-like bosses. I don't remember. I'd have to boot up my save to see what it was.
As Reggie made his way towards the ruins of Castle Dray, the stench of pond scum once again drifted in on the cool breeze. The familiar scent made him wonder why the frogs had suddenly reappeared in the ratdom.
I kind of want to do a spear playthrough though on my next one. Spear or halberd.
He'd heard tales of the great Castle Dre from his father's whiskers, but it was hard to believe this mushroom-pocked ruin was ever that once proud place. The evil frog spawn had been looting. These frogs believed they could make the central tower a new base, but Reggie would show just how wrong they were.
The irony is not lost on me that I'm technically using their Khan's weapon to murder my way through frogs. Ah. That was too far. Should have kept charging a little bit more. We basically almost instantly recouped all that we like. I think we gave the mole dude like 20 monster parts, and we've basically gotten it all back because they're capped again.
The central tower. Whoever was collecting all these supplies would surely be at the top. The young king had thought his lust for revenge was sated, but he would not be satisfied until every...
He's like, I've exterminated a lot of frogs in my time, but you know what? I won't say no to doing it a couple more times. I don't know. I don't think I can get any more defense. I can get like a smidge more, but I get like a shit ton less resistance. Alright, no, so since the hammer was part of this, then it is part of the base game. So these are all the base game weapons. Pretty sure. I think Musashi's sword was... Yeah, Musashi's sword was in the DLC side of things. So Thor was a base game fight. It just had a shit ton of damage for no real reason. It is still the highest damaging weapon we've gotten. Or at least for like the one-handed weapons. It like caps it out.
A strange crunch beneath his paws. Reggie looked down to see seeds on the floor. Jars of golden bright fir seeds were all around, enough to plant 100 forests. Reggie wondered if the squirrel elder knew they were here.
Like Lubus, but not like Lubus. Like a less fancier Lubus.
Seems he wasn't the only one here for vengeance. Shield Maiden Yellowtongue was waiting, screaming the name of her fallen brother, poor Chief Greenwort.
I'm glad I noticed the indicator. Oh, crap. Oh my god, I did it again. Honestly, that's probably like one of the part that kind of sucks is some of the AoEs just are a little too big. Like, there's no way. Like, that model doesn't touch me at all, and I just took the damage. Like, how does that make any sense? I've taken so much damage because of that. Like, I think most of the damage I took,
was returned to peace. There was a shrine
specifically, it was from the two, like, stomps she did that I wasn't near her model, but it still, hit me because of how big the AoE was. The fact that we've gotten 2 pieces of mole-resistant armor makes me think that it probably means we now have to fight the moles. Or at least there's something. There might be like mole arena quests we get to go do next. It'd be interesting because the moles.
The squirrels at the Bright Fir rejoiced to hear Castle Dre was back to its somber state of peace once more. The Squirrel Elder could start the Leaf Fall Festival at last. Reggie basked in the joy of the squirrel folk, as warming as the golden light of the firs. He reclined in his chair and was honored with a cup of bright sap. Being king has its perks.
Really? That's it? Then why did it give us mole resistance armor? Unless there's like arena quests I don't know about. Gotten all of the armor for light armor there. All the shields. What about the ranged weapon? Got all the two-handed spears. Got all the axes. Granted, we're still missing like 6 swords. And I'm pretty sure these are all DLC weapons. Don't see any quest symbols. Really explored it all. Oh, that little symbol is where my character's at. I saw the little like circle symbol that was like pulsing, so I was like, is that supposed to say there's something there? And it's no, it's just where my character is. Didn't realize that before. I guess we did everything? I mean, I guess we could go to the mole spot just to see if there's any like arena quests, like any new ones they added. But I think you have to do all of the ones that were available in order to progress the story. Oh wait, no, I think there was one that you could have technically skipped, the double trouble one.
Rarely lost in the arena.
Oh, snap.
But new challengers are always keen to try their luck.
Oh, time to test the new mole armor out, I guess. See if it does anything. Billy Von Dam! Ready for these moles to wreck me. Oh, beaver.
From the cold rivers of the north came the boy, Billy Von Dam.
Oh, that one goes far. I love our like arena name is just King Demolition. So good. Oh, it's the Lucha Libre mask. That's so cool. Alright, so there's one of the weapons we're missing. Well, more than one. Ah. Oh, this is where we could have gotten it. Interesting. I didn't even realize this door was here. Nice. I don't know how many times we passed by that door and I just never realized it was there. Alright, we're still missing one more helmet from... We're still missing. That means there's probably a bunch of side quests. At like the ranger and stuff, and probably in town that we didn't finish. Mohammed Moli. Oh, bro, they had a great time naming these characters.
Mohammed Moli made a name for himself with his swift feet and swifter paws. But Reggie could roll like a hedgehog and pounce like a bat.
Oh, wow. They definitely gave him a really erratic moveset. That threw me so off. After fighting the beaver dude, that was a wake-up call.
Mohammed Moli made a name for himself with his swift feet and swifter paws. But Reggie could roll like a hedgehog and pounce like a bat.
Oh my god, that fight had probably one of my favorite things from From not Brachydia. Alatreon. Alatreon in Monster Hunter World, if you play a Lance, it has like what it's fucking boxing going honestly. Has one of my favorite interactions where he will you can just time your counters and just constantly you like poke counter poke counter poke counter and you just deal so much damage. It's one of my like favorite things from that fight, which makes it one of my favorite fights that they did in World, to be honest. I think it might actually be my favorite. Well, no, I think it's probably tied with like Raging Bracky. Raging Bracky's like final zone thing is amazing. I am a very big fan of it. Oh. So it's kind of just a gauntlet.
This would be a true challenge, unleashing wave upon wave of foes on Reggie. We hoped he had the iron to go the distance.
Red Jam.
Exhausted, Reggie stood over his defeated foes. He had truly earned his status as a legend of Molten.
That was a lot easier than the other fight.
Glory, duty.
Loot. Give me all that loot. This one definitely looks like it's gonna be kind of tough.
The Grub Buster armor was Molkind's ingenious defense against even the most vicious grub bites. Reggie now was to his sword.
Oh crap, he does 2 shots. Oh crap. Should have realized I would have done damage when he... God, he has like so much iframes. Crap. I was not expecting the Iron Man chest beam. Okay, that's kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I need to do only really like 2 swings at a time.
Was Molkine's ingenious defense against even the most vicious grub bites. Reggie wondered how it stand up to his sword.
I might have to swap to a spear. I thought I could get far enough. That was such a lucky dodge guess.
The plate armor of the Grub Buster suit didn't stand a chance against King Demolition and his trusty sword. Reggie wondered if the moles would make him a Grub Buster suit.
I was like, we have to get the Grub Buster as an armor set. Oh. Alright, so that should be... We're still missing 3 pieces of gear. But we have the ad break coming up, so take a little bit of a break. I'll get a refill of water. Then try to finish out the other side quest. I'm assuming there's a side quest for the village and for the ranger town at the very least. So I'm gonna run the ads while I make my way over. Like, I'm gonna run ads, go get some water, and then I'll run my way over. So, see you guys in like 3 minutes. Make our way over to... I think we'll go to the ranger spot first. I don't know if there'd be anything in the frog area. Oh, okay, so there's nothing here. We're in the village. See if there's anything we can buy in the shop. Extra blueprint. There we go.
Since Reggie had dealt with the Grub Queen, nothing had disturbed the miners. But now, they whisper of a legendary giant. Reggie believed the Mudworm was a long-dead creature of rat pup tails, made out to be giant, but only half the size of a cow grub.
Alright, what's our best? Is it really that? It really is that. We get, at least we gotta get some use out of the Grub Buster armor. So there wasn't a quest at the ranger spot, which is interesting considering how many weapons we're missing. Actually, I haven't checked. I haven't taken a head count. I did. Oh, I could have just fast traveled to the map. Oh, actually, we did get 3 blueprints from the guy. Oh, we need to go down there. We need to, that confused me. My very smooth brain cannot figure out what was. Yeah, I should have just fast traveled. I don't think there was a side quest board in the. Oh, because this is the fast travel board. Go fight the big boy. Oh, nice. I built a. Here, bum. To be fair, I was also a bum. I could probably just. Oh, I am a bum. I'm hitting the wrong button. I was hitting the jump button trying to dodge with it. Oh, I thought I got far enough. Ah. Crap. He can turn around with it. Underground, I didn't know that.
Hacking his way through extinct monster guts was not how Reggie expected today to go. Still, the head of a legendary...
Oh, finally, we have a sword that is on par with the sword that we're using now. That's a funny looking helmet. Oh, I guess it won't show me which ones we're missing. Let me help y'all out. Right quick. Much obliged, gentlemen, much obliged. I guess we could go back to the Frog Village, see if there's anything. Oh, well, we'll turn in the 3 blueprints that we bought, and then we'll take stock. I think we should have everything now. Oh, that's a cool art piece. So, yeah, we finished all of that. Got Broski. Is it only 2? I thought I got 3. Guess I can't count. Oh, it's the mole, bro. Wipes tear. Davis. I like the statues. Alright. Gotta take stock of if there's any parts that we're missing. I have a feeling that there's probably stuff I can't do outside of hard mode. Alright, all the medium helmets. We're still missing 2 of the heavy helmets, which tells me there's a quest somewhere. Missing one of the light helmets. Missing 2 light armor. 2 heavy armor. Or medium armor. 1 heavy armor. Four swords. 1 axe. We have all the spears. We have all the 2-handed swords. We're missing 2 2-handed axes. We have all the 2-handed spears. I have all the light shields. We're missing 2 medium shields. We have all the heavy shields. So the only thing I can assume is there's either turn-ins that we haven't done, that we somehow bypassed, or there's like a side quest over the frog joint. Or actually, I don't know if it shows you if it's the DLC weapons, because there is a DLC that puts weapons, adds weapons and armor to the game. Yeah, I feel like we would have gotten a quest if it was... There's something still here to do. I like how the turtle's not loading in. His hand with the pipe is there. That's about it. Hmm. Yeah, Bloody Whisker mode, which I think is a difficulty setting. I think that's like the hardest difficulty setting. There's an achievement for that. For killing the last boss. Bloody Whiskers mode. But then there's a Stalker Queen at the tram. I'm looking at the achievements to see what's left. Because there's that and then collect all the armors and weapons. Stalker Queen at the tram stop. I imagine we should have had a side quest. Oh, actually? I should have checked on the village. Yeah. Should have checked at the village. Because even though there wasn't like another one, doesn't mean that it doesn't get generated after doing the Mudworm one. Because we won't be able to get the... I'd have to... I'm pretty sure I have to completely just replay the game to get one of the achievements. Oh, Grub King.
Had been sighted in the mines.
And then there's probably going to be a Slayer one.
Queen. Reggie wondered how best to break the news to him. Probably with a sword.
Which then probably means there's a Slayer Queen one after that. Or Stalker Queen, whatever it's called. I'm hoping that we don't... Because, like, what I'm thinking might be the case, it could be the case that since there's an achievement to kill the boss, like the frog boss on, like, the hard difficulty, there might be something you can't get. Until the... Like, there might be a weapon or something that doesn't drop. Is that the hard difficulty?
The miners were evacuated on hearing the roars of the Grub King. Reggie wondered if it already knew.
Grub King! Oh. Mother. Mother bum. The Grub King is definitely gonna have that little bouncy bounce shenanigans. I'm kind of sad that they just never added any more DLC weapon or DLC like one-handed spears. All the spears were two-handed weapons. The big boy. Wake up! I figured that was gonna be the case.
Grub King's tremendous size made it hard to miss. The beast was heading deeper into the mines, to his queen's lair.
Oh wow, that's pretty far down there. See if we can get a full refill off of this. I mean, we should probably get a full refill on the way down anyway. I thought it was gonna be a case where we had to fight those waves, and then we had to fight the Grub King right after. I was already like, man, some resource draining fights. Suck. Because there are games that do that. I think Neo did that a couple times. Where you had to fight like basically the minions, and then you had to then it would fight the boss because it was there to kind of like just drain your resources. I think Strangers of Paradise did that.
The miners wished their king luck. Reggie had to get to the bottom of the mines before the Grub King finds the queen's lair, and whatever might be left of her.
I said, but didn't we kill the Grub King like upstairs? Oh, that hit. I didn't think it would. I saw him jump in the air as I was hit, cause like I hit the bow, the button to shoot the arrow before he just before he jumped. So I was like, oh dang, we missed. But it hit. Take a bit to get down there. I was about to say, I saw that and I was like, wait a minute. Can we just go down? One of the weapons that we were missing. I was hoping we could reach that. But Reggie too short. Decapitation. The kill animations are actually honestly really cool. I'm surprised at how like satisfying they can feel in being like in 2D. There's another treasure chest though. Yeah, it's a bit of a straighter shot. Shortcut. Shortcut. Oh! It's the pipe. You know, I always thought this pipe wasn't like an actual traversable thing. Like I thought, because like it's rounded off there, right? So I thought that maybe it was the reason, you know, it was like closed off there and we were just being able
Reggie
to
was shocked to find
look into it.
mole, all alone in the mines. Seb, an engineer of the Bolshevik Republic, said he was waiting for Scrapper Team Alpha to return. Reggie had to find them before the Grub King does.
We have theme music. Not all moles are like Jay. Who'd, you know, stick with us. They just charge ahead. They just charge ahead. They don't got our back. I'm kind of curious. Would we have just been able to keep going if we hadn't gone that way? Because I went that way for the extra loot, right? Since I'm trying to complete the armory. It's like marginally less weight for marginally less defense. Oh, but it has better grub resistance. It has marginally better resistance. Alright, yeah, so we got the final axe. So we have all the axes. I think we're missing... Yeah, we're still missing 4 swords. Which tells me there's loot that we missed. Oh, there's one. I'm glad it marks it. Oh, we would have just ran into this guy. Alright, fine, I'll go fight the Grub King. Jeez. I have to try to remember that there's a treasure chest over there I want to go get. That's kind of annoying. He's blocking our path. Like, we can't walk past him. Mildly irksome, but it is what it is. I'll just have to remember. I'm assuming probably what happens is we can't jump down then. But then we have to go the other way anyway.
Seb
Oh.
led them to the scrappers' location. They had been harvesting materials from the corpse of the Grub Queen. If the Grub King saw them, the Grub King had returned and found Reggie and Seb.
Oh crap. Oh, you guys can take materials from the Grub King too. I'll expect a, you know, the delivery of half the mats to the Rat Kingdom. Thank you.
The scrapper team thanked Reggie for saving their lives, but were even more grateful to have a fresh corpse to butcher. Reggie sighed. He was just glad there were no more grubs.
I think we'll still have like one more quest. Yeah, there's one more quest, which should be the... Well, there might be a Stalker King and Queen. I know there's a Stalker Queen just because of the the achievements. I attacked out of habit. I saw bug, I swing. Need to go up. Hopefully that other mole is on my way. Ew. Missing. Alright, we're just missing one helmet. One medium armor. One shield. Which all of this might come from the next quest. Yeah, 1 2-handed axe. 2 swords. 3 swords. Hmm. The 2 swords are probably from the treasure chest. I have to try to figure out where the other one is. Why are you still here? What? Brother, that's actually annoying. Why did they put a mole there just to block it off? Like, he's just gonna permanently be there? I could understand for the quest, because it would lead you over to the scrapper dude, because you had to find like an alternate way to get through. But the quest is done, so I don't really see what's the point of him still being there. Aside from just making my life more difficult. they basically travel twice as far to get to the thing. Because I think he's literally like the only NPC I've ever come across where you literally can't walk past them. Oh, okay. You're shitting me. Is this area just like permanently blocked off now? Can I just not get that treasure chest anymore? Huh. Apparently they're supposed to leave after you kill the Grub King, but it seems like there could be an issue where it bugs out and it doesn't despawn the moles. I don't know, we'll do the next quest and see if maybe that'll spawn it. Like if that'll get them to move. Because you literally can't go. Like there's no other way to get to that treasure chest. Also, since we're down here, I see there's. I don't think so. I think that's like. What the heck? That's rude. I saw it do the rock digging up animation, but I didn't think that like I was still. I thought it had like de-aggroed. That's rude. He's just flung that rock anyway. He's like, I don't give a shit. Throws a rock in the back of my head. Wait. Oh crap. I remember fighting the first time we fought one of those. I thought that thing was a mini boss because of how much HP it had. Will you kindly stop moving the direction that I'm. Alright. Well, hopefully the moles move, because if not, then it means I can't get the achievement for getting all the armory stuff, which would be unfortunate if that's the case. I guess we now know why that one at the bottom blocks your way. I feel like there's still two, like, blueprints.
The village elder has heard worrying news. The miners believe the Stalker Queen has reared her spiky head. Reggie agreed.
Or at least like
to
one
investigate.
blueprint somewhere that I haven't bought. But I checked the kiosk and the kiosk didn't have any. The Bright Paw village, well, I didn't check it before leaving. Go check the vendor. The vendor had a grayed out like blueprint thing. But I feel like that's probably more of a case of it's it might have been just like a dump where he had missed them in a previous spot. Yeah, like I feel like it was just. I think it might have been a case where you just didn't buy them all out at the maybe the kiosk or something. Because it's definitely not just a generic dump of blueprints. Because the village trader still had 2 that we didn't buy.
When Reggie first arrived at the mine, he found a rat miner arguing with Seb the engineer. The mole wanted to head down into the mines to fix the tram, but the rat refused to let him enter for fear of the Stalker Queen. Reggie told the miner he would personally take Seb to the tram to repair it.
If they're still bugged out or not.
Traversing the mine was hard work. The Stalker Queen was busy. Her offspring had spread around the corner. Seb was not used to this much fighting, and was glad to have Reggie by his side.
Parkour. Oh, you figured it out. We might make a fighter out of you, yep. Mole Bro 2.0. The fact that there's still noises makes me feel like they haven't moved. Oh, they did. Nice. I just didn't remember if the noise was there before or not. Cool. We're still missing a sword though. Which means there's probably like some hidden side area or something that I missed digging something in. Not like hidden side area, but there's probably something I missed digging something in. Oh, gosh.
Fighting next to Seb brought back bittersweet memories for Reggie. He was determined Seb would suffer the same fate as his old friend.
Sometimes the kill animations do get mildly annoying though, when they cause you to take damage.
The Stalker Queen and a fresh brood of eggs. Together, Rat and Mole felled the Stalker Queen. Seb swore to get the tram working again single pod, and thanks for Reggie's help. Reggie was just happy to have made a new mole friend.
Alright, so we're missing a single sword. At least this should be all we're missing. Yeah. We are missing this sword. I am going to Google it. Wiki. Oh, that might be the DLC weapon. Potentially. It says it's in one of the points. But we got the 3 from these poison spots. I don't see any of the chest thing here. In the old sector. Let's see if we can go find it. See if we can go find it fast enough. Well, actually, I think I might still find it, which means I'll probably like in the middle of ads, which I don't really like doing, but this took a little longer than I was expecting. It can't be that treasure chest. I'll probably end up finishing getting all the getting the stuff my own time. Which on my own time I mean like after stream. Though to be fair, it is very plausible that I forgot to grab. Like, I didn't see like a shiny thing. But I remember there being a treasure chest over here, but I don't remember what we got out of it. Because there was a treasure chest here. yeah, I don't know. So I'll probably have to do a little digging a little deeper for it. See if we can find it. So that is where we will call it stretch for the stream. Tomorrow's day stream will probably be in the evening. Like I said, I'm gonna go visit gonna get the dentist, which I've been supposed to do earlier in the week, but things didn't really pan out. So I'm gonna go tomorrow in the morning. Hopefully be able to get an appointment set up for next week. But thank you everybody for watching. I will let y'all know in the Discord if the stream is in the day or at night. But if it's during the day, if you have a good day. If it's in the day, feel pretty well. Stay safe, stay hydrated. I'll see you on the next one. Oh, bye bye.